let's continue with the game, shall we? Continue.
Adoration of the Kings by Botticelli, bought by the National Gallery in 1878. Must you see it to believe? The Incredulity of St. Thomas, master of the work, Battista Giovanni Cima, born around 1459. St. Catherine of Alexandria, painted by Carlo Crivelli, bought as part of the Prince Anatole Demidov collection in 1868. The Origin of the Milky Way, painted around 1575 and bought in 1890 by the National Gallery, executed by Jacopo Robusti, known as Tintoretto, which comes from tintore, as his father was a dyer. At least his business was merely dyeing and not death.
Oh.
A painting by Veronese, the family of Darius before Alexander. Canvas by Orazio Gentileschi, 1563 to 1639, Baroque painter influenced by Caravaggio. His daughter Artemisia became a painter in her own right. A study by Tiepolo. The Trojans bring the Greek horse into their city, causing their own ruin. Thus it's best to beware of certain gifts. Portrait of a young man in red by Domenico Ghirlandaio. This painting was executed between 1480 and 90 and is on loan. The Virgin of the Rocks, famous canvas painted between 1491 and 1508 by Leonardo da Vinci. Multidisciplinary man, artist, scientist, inventor, and humanist philosopher. He transformed art into the complex style of the High Renaissance. His scientific and artistic method proceeded from a preliminary accumulation of detailed observations, of knowledge dispersed here and there, all with perfection as the objective.
You speak of yourself, Holmes?
This painting depicts the gods Venus and Mars by Botticelli. This painting was exhibited for the first time in 1874 in the National Gallery. St. Catherine of Alexandria by Antonio de Solario in 1514, originally part of a triptych. The Assassination of St. Peter Martyr, painted around 1507 by Giovanni Bellini, a forerunner of the Venetian school. The Supper at Emmaus, where the resurrected Jesus appears to his disciples, painted by Caravaggio, 1571-1610. He was a master of chiaroscuro, and the Caravaggism movement was named after him.
Really?
Ah, Venice, La Serenissima. This one from 1740 by Canaletto. St. Catherine of Alexandria by Raphael, painted around 1507, one of the greatest Italian painters and architects of the High Renaissance. Painting by Lorenzo Lotto, born around 14 canvas by Adam Elsheimer, the most famous German painter at the beginning of the 17th century. There's no inscription here. I'll speak to the director, perhaps.
I don't know what kind of painting is this.
German gallery. Van Dyck in person. This artist had a huge influence on English portraitists. He is considered to be the creator of the English school of painting. Lady Elizabeth Thimbleby and Viscountess Andover by Van Dyck. The Balby Children by Van Dyck, 1599 to 1641. The Flemish artists are found here.
Seems I checked almost. Checked everything. Okay, except this one.
Dutch Gallery. A beach scene with fishermen by Ludolf Bascoyzen, 1630 or 31 to 1708. The Swearing of the Oath of Ratification, painted by Gerard Terborch, born in Zwolle in December of 1608 and died the 8th of December 1681. A coast scene, Jan van de Capelle, Amsterdam 1626 to 1679. A river scene with a Dutch yacht by Van de Capelle. An architectural fantasy painted by Van der Heyden. Self-portrait at the age of 63 by Rembrandt, the year of his death. The painter affirmed, "I do not paint the man, I paint the passage." A painting by Rembrandt, the sum of his works inspired Baudelaire to write Rembrandt's Sad Hospital Full of Murmurs. Jacob van Ruysdael, 1628 or 9 to 1682, one of the major landscape artists of Dutch golden age of the 17th century. A young woman seated at a virginal, painted by Vermeer, Dutch painter of the 17th century. A canvas by Gerard Terborch, Dutch subject and portrait painter, influenced by Velázquez. View of the Westerkerk, Amsterdam, painted by Jan van der Heyden, probably in 1660. A terrible naval battle scene by Ludolf Bascoyzen. Willem van der Velde, a Dutch painter who dedicated his talent to the sea. A work by Jan Steen, painter of the Dutch school, a moralist. A winter scene with skaters near a castle by Averkamp, 1585 to 1634, one of the greatest painters from the Dutch school of the 17th century. He specialized in winter scenes. The painting originally extended into a square shape. The
Okay.
We need a cannon to force this door down. The lock is too big to be jimmied, and I'll leave a man on duty in place. If Lupin does come, it won't be that way. No, no exits on this side, nothing to report.
So we can't, Oh, wait. Aha!
Haha! There is a possible entry. If someone wanted to descend from the roof here, he'd need a lot of time, and it wouldn't be a quiet business. But I'd be wise to leave a man on duty here, and he will signal the alarm at any suspicious movement coming from the roof. Arsène Lupin. It's you and I now.
Okay, so that's the first thing I just checked. The roof.
No, no exits on this side, nothing to report.
About this.
No, no exits on this side, nothing to report. No, no exits on this side, nothing to report. No, no exits on this side, nothing to report. It's dark in this box room. Good. No windows, no possible entry. No, no exits on this side, nothing to report. We need a cannon to force this door down. The lock is too big to be jimmied, and I'll leave a man on duty in place. If Lupin does come, it won't be that way. No, no exits on this side, nothing to report. I will make sure there are no windows, and therefore ways in. Here.
Do your work. I will draw a map for you, Inspector.
Wait for tonight. There. The director and his underling have left. Time for us to play now. It could be that this whole robbery is nothing but nonsense. If not, we're prepared. And this Lupin will play right into our hands. I'll lock the main door to the museum, and you will be locked in. Jeffries is on duty in Trafalgar Square, and the yard is nearby. Nothing to worry about there. The doors leading in will be locked, but you will each have everything you need to open them. Stay hidden and cover your light so you cannot be seen from the roof. You, Lockhart, will be stationed near the painting itself. At the least provocation, go down to the entrance and sound the alarm. The walls are too thick, so you will have to go down for your whistle to be heard. In case of real trouble, be sure to fire with deadly accuracy, because if you even graze one of the paintings, your great-grandchildren will still be paying off your debts. Finally, you'll just have to be content with your lanterns. Gas is too expensive. Let's go, men. Keep your wits about you. You'll be relieved at 4 a.m.
Later. What in the world? Is that a toy train? Oh wow, it's releasing a sleeping gas. And what's next for this guy? A totally hot air balloon with a... Oh god.
Go on, you cantankerous codger. You have work to do.
You're right, Holmes. The constable below was indeed asked to deliver us a letter. It's from Lestrade.
Nothing good can come from such urgency.
Indeed, Holmes. This time, without doubt, the painting has disappeared. According to what he's written, they've turned the National Gallery upside down looking for it. Our presence is required immediately.
Well, Watson, the game is afoot.
Should we not have enlisted more men from the force to protect the painting?
I think that a whole brigade could not have stopped Lupin. And, of course, we can now be certain that it was he who was behind the theft. First and foremost, the police have a city and lives to protect, and we must respect that. Watson, a hansom will be hard to find at this hour, and Billy, our page, is sick. Would you be so good as to flag one down while I take a moment to reread this letter?
Yesterday, I was a doctor, and now I've become a valet.
Okay, Dr. Watson again. So...
I have no interest in going there.
Got a light?
No, sorry.
Is it Sherlock Holmes who lives in these digs here?
Indeed.
Know him?
I do have that honour. I have been of some assistance to him on occasion. Like locating hansoms, for instance.
I say, you're his valet. So tell me, does your master pay well then?
But I
bet you're not above winning a bob or two, am I right? Listen, my friend, word has it that your boss is going to have a right fright tonight at the Picture Museum.
How?
Shh, listen, my good man. If you want to fill your pockets, here's my card. Piers Urquhart Allen, that's my name. Independent reporter's the game. Spill the beans about his biz, and I'll pay you well. Look for me in one of the pubs round here. You can't miss me.
If Holmes finds out that the press is onto this business, he'll be in an explosive mood. Best to avoid speaking about it.
Either.
No, I have nothing to do in this hovel.
So, where is this, pub? As we like to say, a bar.
No, I have nothing to ask him. Ah, a hansom. Now to find Holmes and make our way to the National Gallery.
You've arrived at last, Holmes. We haven't touched anything while we were waiting, except for a ladder which we needed to climb onto the roof. You must have received my message. The painting was stolen.
Did your men see anything?
To tell you the truth, barely anything. There was nothing they could do. The only thing we know for certain is there were two people of athletic build who perpetrated this crime. We don't know if the burglars stole anything other than the painting in question, as they completely redecorated the museum with the paintings of a French artist that were at the entrance to the museum. The paintings that were on the walls are now crammed in the director's office.
Do you have any idea what happened?
Well, not really. I haven't managed to figure it out. We know that the two men exited through the window in the restoration workshop, and that the second man entered through there. But the first man was already in the museum, before his accomplice. Yet I had a man in the restoration workshop all yesterday afternoon, and he only left for a minute in order to hear my orders. At no time could the first man have entered through the window. We would have either seen or heard him. The men on the premises confirm they didn't see anyone pass through the entrance until the alarm was sounded. And those two are the only possibilities. How did this man get into the museum, I ask you?
When you have eliminated the impossible, Lestrade, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
Oh wow, those are actually famous words from Godot, if I remember correctly.
Where are the director and his assistant?
They're both in the office. Go gently with the director. He's close to having a fit. By the way, I noticed some traces of paint or something all over. I've asked everyone to avoid trampling on them until you've had a chance to examine them.
You're making wonderful progress, Lestrade.
Well, I'll go question the neighbors to see if anyone might have seen a 17th century boat descend from the roof.
Watson, accompany Inspector Lestrade. Check out the roof and help out with the interrogations. Be on the lookout, for the slightest detail could gain us some precious time.
You can count on me, Holmes.
Right, so little Sherlock Holmes. So let's see, where is this alleged paint? Let's see.
Dutch Gallery.
Oh. Oh my.
Hideous, this painting. A round red frame with some green in the middle. The inspiration behind this canvas is rather queer. What horrors!
What? Oh,
Mr. and Mrs. Andrews by Gainsborough.
okay,
An
everything has been
unfinished painting.
changed except
An
for this.
unrivaled landscape artist, he was obliged to do portraits in order to earn a living. The artist of this painting wished to depict the total rejection of aestheticism, and he succeeded. A perfect example of neo-cretinism, a Velmont from his convalescent period.
Oh god. Hold on. Find this one. Chime. Okay, so I got just about, Oh!
The artist of this painting wished to depict the total rejection of aestheticism, and he succeeded. Velmont has unusual taste for a painter. What horrors!
Aye.
Looking at this canvas, the French painter must have drawn his inspiration from the famous French cheese camembert. They both stink. Self-portrait by Horace Velmont. A bit narcissistic, that one.
Oh dear.
Looking at this canvas, the French painter must have drawn his inspiration from the famous French cheese camembert. They both stink.
Oh my goodness. Alrighty. This is where I'm gonna have to end the stream for today. But before we do that, let's save. So, thank you all so much for coming to this stream. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next one. At least for next week, I'll be playing a different game. So, I'll be seeing you then. See ya.